So, welcome everyone once again to the Education Business Podcast. Now, you'll have seen, hopefully, that the episode before this one is called The Close. And back in January 2023, I really did think that we were finishing episodes, but I always knew that we might start them again. So, I like to leave these things open, which is why I didn't close off the podcast or anything like that. So, this episode then is called The Open because I'm opening the podcast again and I am starting to record episodes weekly again. So, a few things have changed. For example, this is on YouTube. Woohoo! Finally done it. And also, this is not scripted. Now, you might not be able to tell that actually because I do have a performing arts background, but yeah, it used to take me quite a long time because I really wanted to script the episodes. And the reason why I did that is because the whole ADHD thing and having a scattered brain. But you know what? I'm leaning into being able to do this now with bullets and not with a script. And one of the reasons for that is clarity, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But what I wanted to do really in the opening episode, or the second opening episode of the Education Business Podcast, was to just kind of talk about what's been happening for me over the last 9 months and what I've learned from that experience. So you may or may not know that I co-founded Classroom Secrets with my husband, Ed. He's the other co-founder. And, it's been an amazing journey. The company's been running for 10 years. It's been exciting. We've had explosive growth. We've suffered COVID. That was really hard. And we've learned so many lessons along the way. And I have known for a while really that I needed to step into something different, and I was a CEO from 2019. That entails a lot, especially when our second daughter was born in 2018, so that just gives you a little bit of a picture. And there's only 2 years between them as well. Also, when you're the entrepreneur of the business, it can be tricky times, and that's one of the reasons for having this podcast as well, to help you guys with that. So I knew that I needed to take a step back and I wasn't really sure how that was going to work, but I'd known that for a few years, really. And when things happen, like a chain of events, and the next thing just reveals itself to you and you just feel like that's right, well, that's kind of what happened, really. And we knew that what Classroom Secrets needed now was Ed to take the CEO role. And so that's an amazing thing for Classroom Secrets, but also for us as a couple as well. So I stepped into the chairman role. Now, you could call it chair, you could call it chairwoman. I'm not going to call it chairwoman. There's another episode in that, why I'm the chairman. But anyway, I've taken the chairman role and I feel like I'm doing my best work. I really do. It's all about vision and big thinking and big picture. And one thing I've really found is that gosh, this is going to help you so much. What I'm learning now and what I'm doing, and kind of just take it and make sure that you've got access to that somewhere, which I'll talk about in a minute. So, while I've been on this journey, one of the things that I learned, which I probably knew anyway, but sometimes we just ignore what we know deep down, or maybe it's not at the surface and it's at a deeper level, is that, if you really want to go all in on a business, you got to leave the other business first. And, I officially stepped down in June. So it has given me that time, especially over the summer with the kids off, to just really get some space and think. And, the first 6 weeks or so, I actually just didn't really do very much work. I kind of sorted out the house and had time to really think. So that was a really good thing for me. And it helped me think about what I wanted for Education Business Club as well, because I set Education Business Club up for a reason. I know that I've got so much knowledge that I can help you with. I know that you guys are waiting for that. It was just a case of how does that come to fruition, really? And so I feel very much now like Education Business Club is my business. Like I am doing that. Whereas before it was this split and it was Classroom Secrets gets the bigger piece of the pie. Now, obviously Classroom Secrets does get the pie as well because I'm chairman. And it takes commitment, and absolutely is my number one priority for Classroom Secrets to grow and keep succeeding. But I kind of have this time now where I'm not holding it in the same way. And that might be a helpful lesson to anyone listening who's thinking about this in the future as well. So, yeah, I've had lots of moments of clarity and space to think, and just a removal from all of the noise as well, which has really, really helped. And, just to add to the thoughts on this lesson is that, when I started Education Business Club, I've always had help because I had help at Classroom Secrets. Like I've had a VA or just somebody helping me with the things. And this is my opinion. This is what works for me. I'm not saying that it's right. But what I've realized for me is that actually I need to do it without the help, if that makes sense. I mean, Ed will help me. That's a different thing, but he'll help me in a different way. Like it will be very specific and maybe for tech things. But I think there's something about actually having to do it yourself before you create into like a system. I don't feel like I really thought of Education Business Club as a proper business before because I didn't have the brain space for that. Whereas now I absolutely do. So even when it comes to things like recording podcast episodes, before I had the team do it, now I'm kind of doing it alone, really. I'm like really getting down to the depths and building it properly from the beginning. So I don't know if that is helpful for anyone, but it feels like I have more control over where it's going. And so for me, that feels good. So thought that might be helpful. Anyway, so what does it mean then, restarting the podcast? Well, it means weekly episodes again. Probably going to be interviewing some people. I've not got a specific plan about how often that's going to be yet. Definitely can get Ed on the podcast again, especially as we're mentoring some more high-level clients now, and we do that as a pair, so it is helpful to do that and bring that knowledge to you as well. But not only that, and obviously the YouTube channel, I'm going to be starting a membership. So obviously we trialed something before, and that was very based on, I think, what people felt they needed maybe coming out of COVID. And what I've had time to do is really think about what I like to deliver and how I like to do things. So what I can tell you at this stage is there is going to be a membership, and it is going to have different levels in it. And the reason for that is because I obviously specialize in education businesses, I have attracted people from all of the different levels in education business, which is absolutely amazing because I have been all those levels, but each level needs different things. And so over the next 6 to 9 months, I'm going to be releasing different levels of the Education Business Club membership. And it will include knowledge, because that's what you need really, isn't it? Not necessarily a group call, you need the knowledge. And it will include some in-person networking at some of the levels. And it'll include some courses that are really quite specific to different levels of your business. And at the highest level, it includes like in-person mentoring, like eyes on your business kind of thing. And so I just wanted to let you know that that is in the pipeline as well. And I have had quite a few calls this week with you guys really helping me work out if what I'm thinking is along the right lines. And thank you so much if you've been involved with that, because it's really helped me get clarity that this is the right thing going forward, to make sure that the knowledge is there for you, because I do feel like there is a bit of a gap. You can have group calls and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but often you're waiting to find out, is there something useful for me? Is it at my level? What I'm talking about is just being able to find what you need when you need it and then be able to use it. But I will talk more about that in the coming episode. So anyway, I just wanted to open the podcast again and say hi and thank you so much for listening again. Maybe you're one of the people who has been listening over the 9 months that haven't published any episodes. I've been quite surprised about how many downloads there's been during that time. It's been quite a lot, actually. So thank you if you've re-listened to episodes or if you've listened since I finished as well. But yes, we're on a new path now and we're going somewhere new. And I'm excited to be on the journey. I'm excited to have the space to be able to actually move forward on this and make this my main focus. Yeah, watch this space and hope you tune into the next episode.